All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have some incredible news to share with you guys all about Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. Are you ready to find out when the next gameplay reveal is happening? There's been a lot of talk about an upcoming showcase this February that is rumored to be in the form of a PlayStation State of Play. So we're going to talk about all of those rumors and details, as well as all of the recent news, leaks, and rumors regarding the upcoming Marvel Spider-Man 2. So stick around until the end of the video because you guys do not want to miss it. Real quick, guys, thank you all for 90,000 subscribers. I announced the winner in the pinned comment. But now that we are on the road to 100k subs, I'd like to announce the next PlayStation 5 giveaway once we reach 100,000 subscribers. So thank you all for the support and stay tuned till later on in the video for those details. Spider-Man is one of the most popular comic book characters of all time, and Spidey fever in the mainstream is massive. Spider-Man No Way Home was one of the biggest movies of all time, and the long-awaited sequel to Into the Spider-Verse is set to release in just a few months. Insomniac Spider-Man 2 is scheduled to release in 2023, but as of the recording of this video, there's no official release date set in stone. Many people, myself included, are expecting this game to drop in the fall or the winter of 2023, likely in September or October, and then the marketing campaign will likely amp up about 4 to 5 months before that, which would mean that we'd be getting some kind of gameplay this summer. However, new rumors have come out suggesting that Spider-Man 2 gameplay reveal is coming much sooner than expected. So like I said, we're going to talk about all of the rumors for the gameplay reveal, when you should expect to see it, and what that means for the official game's release date. Spider-Man 2 was confirmed in September of 2021, and since then, it's been total radio silence. The game was announced with a cinematic trailer that showed off a ton of awesome stuff. Villains like Venom and Kraven the Hunter are confirmed, and both Peter Parker and Miles Morales will seemingly be playable. The Iron Spider suit is also confirmed to be returning, and the inclusion of both characters, it seems like some kind of co-op mechanic may be coming as well, as a few months ago, assets from a scrapped co-op mode were discovered in the game files of Spider-Man Remastered on the PC, suggesting that Insomniac was at least experimenting with some kind of multiplayer component in the Spider-Man franchise. The mode was ultimately scrapped for Spider-Man Remastered, but now that Spider-Man 2 is going to have two main Spider-Men, it would make a ton of sense to revive it. In fact, some fans have speculated that the co-op assets in Spider-Man Remastered may actually have been a test for Spider-Man's mode, which could be true since the leaked assets revealed that this scrapped co-op mode would have had player 2 controlling Miles Morales, who is pretty much absent from the base game. Could it be that Insomniac was using Spider-Man Remastered as an internal testing ground for Spider-Man 2's co-op mechanics? Regardless of whether or not Spider-Man 2 has a co-op mode, I personally don't think that's the case. It will almost certainly have you be playing as both Peter and Miles, but it's unclear how the game will handle the matter of multiple protagonists. Some games like GTA 5 have had you bounce between perspectives at certain points in the story, while other games like Arkham Knight have just had you playing as a hero, while others join you for certain missions and combat encounters. From the trailer, it seems like Peter and Miles will have an equal part in the story, and if I had to guess, I bet that the game will have predetermined which character you're playing during certain sections, similar to how GTA 5 handled it. Then again, I could be wrong, and there totally could be a co-op campaign that we haven't heard about yet, but personally, I hope it's a single player campaign that jumps between Peter and Miles' perspective, and then there is some kind of co-op bonus mode like a PvE horde mode, or maybe a PvP core challenge. But I will say having a co-op mode would give the modding community tons of awesome opportunities for new creations once the PC version inevitably comes out. But what about those recent rumors about a gameplay reveal? If the game is supposed to come out in 2023, we should be probably seeing some actual gameplay soon, or at least a new trailer. It's been well over a year since the reveal trailer came out, and since there hasn't really been anything new put out, I think it's incredibly likely that we will get something very soon. As some of you may have heard, Nintendo is likely going to have a direct presentation within the next couple of months to talk about the upcoming Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and whatever else they're planning on releasing this year. And Microsoft is also going to be having a developer direct presentation talking about what 2023 holds for Xbox players. Sony is very likely to follow suit and perhaps even beat the competition to the punch with a PlayStation showcase or state of play in February or March. 2023 has a lot of news for Sony to announce, and since E3 has kind of lost its monopoly on showing off new AAA games, a PlayStation showcase or state of play talking about the remainder of the year is likely coming very soon. We tend to see these conferences and presentations like this early in the months of the year before the crazy game release schedule is confirmed for the next 10 to 12 months, especially since most of these companies have shareholders that they have to answer to and do quarterly earnings reports and calls very soon. Some insiders have been suggesting that Sony is planning on doing a PlayStation showcase in either February or March of this year, and this is where we're going to likely see the next look at Spider-Man 2, since that's likely going to be Sony's biggest launch of the year. Now that God of War Ragnarok is out, Sony isn't really worried about overwhelming people with content anymore, which means they can focus on the next big thing in Spider-Man Spider-Man 2 is easily their biggest project of 2023 that is currently in the pipeline. Wolverine isn't coming out for at least another year, and as of this video's recording, there aren't really any other big Sony exclusives coming out this year besides Forspoken and Final Fantasy 16, neither of which seem like the game that would out-hype Spider-Man 2. Well, maybe Final Fantasy 16, but you get what I'm saying. The point is, Sony is going to hold some kind of presentation in the next month or two, and that's where we should expect to see more Spidey news with Peter and Miles. Assuming Spider-Man 2 gets this giant gameplay reveal in February or March, this may end up having an effect on the expected release date. Originally, most people were expecting Spider-Man 2 to launch in October or November, rounding out the end of year AAA season and writing off holiday sales for maximum units sold. However, this would mean that there would be an 8 to 9 month wait from the gameplay reveal to the game's launch, and that seems way too long of a marketing time for modern AAA video games. Many major publishers have been very public about how they prefer to market their games, and generally speaking, the marketing campaign will last around 3 to 6 months. This way, people don't get burnt out on the marketing, but there's also this sense of excitement and hype as the days to the launch tick down. Spider-Man 2 getting a reveal in February or March could possibly mean that the game would launch in either August or September. Now, if history does repeat itself for Spider-Man, it would make sense that the game would release sometime in September, but if we look back at Spider-Man for PS4, that game launched in September, which would make sense that Spider-Man 2 would follow suit. However, the summertime isn't actually a great time to launch video games because a lot of people are on vacation and out doing other things, whereas during the school year or typical working months, sales and player counts are much more consistent as people play games on their time off from other commitments. There has been a number of extremely hyped games that died completely due to their decision to launch the game in the middle of summer, and for this reason, most major games will wait until October or later to launch a big game so that they can ride off of the winter holidays where more people are buying and playing video games. So if the game is revealed in the next couple of months, does that mean the game truly will launch in the summer instead of the usual winter AAA release? Honestly, I don't know. But like I said, given the fact that the first Spider-Man game launched in September, I don't think a summer launch is out of the question. With how crazy the God of War Ragnarok sales were, Sony may want to risk going for a longer marketing campaign for the sake of potentially higher winter sales. Now, there is one other factor that we have to consider whenever it comes to Spider-Man 2's next gameplay reveal, and that is the likelihood of Sony's next console that will likely be getting revealed this year, which, if history repeats itself, is the PS5 Slim. Could there be a big PlayStation showcase that's in the work that showcases the future of PlayStation 5, and in that we have the gameplay reveal for Spider-Man 2, as well as the PS5 with a new design as well as a new coat of paint for the plates in the form of a new custom PlayStation console for Spider-Man 2 like we got with the PS4? I think that is entirely possible. Now, we know that there's going to be a PlayStation showcase happening sometime this year that will likely be early this year, because if you look at the lineup of games that PlayStation currently has coming out this year, it's not as good as we are all expecting it to be, which means that Sony has a lot of announcements and reveals to be showcasing to get all of us ready for the year of games on PlayStation. Last year, they were pretty silent in terms of PlayStation showcases and state of plays, especially in the later part of 2022, mainly because of Sony's part in the investigation of Microsoft's acquisition into Activision Blizzard. Sony has been firing punches like crazy and arguing that the Activision Blizzard deal is anti-competitive, so it wouldn't make sense for Sony to be announcing a bunch of new games that they have for this year's lineup. But regardless, get ready for something to happen very soon. We know that Spider-Man 2 is confirmed for 2023, and it will likely be sometime in September, especially if history does indeed repeat itself. And for that reason, a reveal is imminent. Now, whether or not we get a big PlayStation showcase, or if it's going to be more of a stated play where it's dedicated for Spider-Man 2, is something that we're just going to have to wait and see. They will likely opt for a PlayStation stated play that is dedicated for Spider-Man 2 to kind of give it all of the credit and hype that the game deserves. PlayStation is the expert at marketing games, and ultimately I think Spider-Man 2's time to shine is right around the corner. Again, nothing is confirmed just yet. I'm expecting to see some kind of gameplay reveal by the end of March or perhaps the beginning of April, which that is at the latest for Spider-Man 2, and if that happens, the game will likely launch in the late summer or early fall, probably September, maybe October. However, the later the gameplay reveal ends up happening, the later the game will likely come out. It will be super interesting to see how Spider-Man 2 and Zelda compete with one another, as are probably the most anticipated open world games of 2022, along with Starfield, but we don't even know if that game is coming out this year. But since they're on completely different platforms, there obviously won't be much truly direct competition. 2023 is going to be a fantastic year for open world games, and I can't wait to get my hands on Spider-Man 2. Insomniac are yet to let us down with an open world game, and I'm excited to see how they follow up their 2018 Spidey masterpiece. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up with this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel with your notifications on. We are on the road to 100k subs. Thank you all for your support, guys. It really does mean a lot, and because of that, I would like to announce the 100,000 subscriber PS5 giveaway, as well as a game of your choice. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, comment your Twitter handle, follow me on Twitter, and send me proof that you're following to my Twitter or my Discord. I'll also be doing a bonus entry if you follow my Twitch and join my Discord and the rest of my social media accounts. The links are in the description or the pinned comment. The winner will be announced at 100,000 subscribers, and man, does that sound weird to say. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up with this video. Thank you all for watching. This has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.